What's up, good people? Welcome back to this very sentimental episode of Weekend Recap. We're going to get into all of the fun 4th of July festivities this weekend. Yes, trust me. But this recap episode here is going to be special as well in more ways than one. And you're about to see it in a couple minutes. So June was Scoliosis Awareness Month, and I highlighted some of that in the beginning of my first week of June recap episode to kind of start us off for the month. And also I shared my own personal ups and downs of my journey with scoliosis on my 6th spiniversary, which was just 2 weeks ago. So in this vlog, you're going to see the journey leading up to my appointment at UAB, as well as the continuous spiniversary celebrations even to the end of the month. UAB has been wonderful, beyond stellar, phenomenal to my family and I these past 6.5, 7 years, and I'm grateful for how they played such a significant role in making sure that I had the best care possible. And so this vlog, it isn't just all emotional, but there is some fun thrown into the vlog as well to kind of get myself ready for that last appointment. So here is a recap of all the things that happened earlier this week. Happy Wednesday, good people. We are over here getting things done. Well, hold on, let me reel it back. I am over here home alone. Mom and Dad are running some errands. So I'm at home doing my laundry, cleaning, packing my bags as well, doing all the things. We are doing a 2-in-1. Our first stop is to Jacksonville for a weekend conference that my parents are going to. And this is like their work trip. So this is my time to chill, have fun, enjoy myself, probably even get in the pool because, hey, it's summertime and the weather's great for that. So we'll be there from tomorrow until Saturday. Then Sunday, we will leave Jacksonville, drive 8 hours to Birmingham, Alabama for my appointment on Monday, which is at 8:45 a.m. And let me be honest, I am not a morning person. I am by no means ready to get up that early and get dressed and get through traffic. I should have thought more about that because I actually got to choose the time of my appointment this time. So yeah, but I guess in the moment I was just thinking that the earlier the better. But anyways, a lot is happening at once all in this weekend, but I think we can do it like we always do as a family. A lot of car naps will be taken. All right, y'all, it's still me, but with mascara and eyeliner on because Dad just called and said, hey, let's go clean the car, let's vacuum and get that over with so that we're not doing that on our way out tomorrow, and we can just pack the car and it's clean. So that's what we're gonna go do, and we're gonna talk a little bit more about this weekend and how the past week and a half has been for me, and just kind of do a whole life update at once. So let's go.
Okay guys, so we had a quick change of plans because it just started pouring raining. So I don't think we're gonna get to wash the car until probably after church or maybe tomorrow morning, which was not our plan. But anyways, you will see me pack though, because I figured by the time I vlog trips, I've already packed. So here's a little behind the scenes, and we're also going to continue the conversation. So this time around at UAB, once we get done with everything in Jacksonville and head to Birmingham, it will be my last appointment on Monday. I got scoliosis surgery when I was 12 under pediatric care and a pediatric orthopedic specialist, doctor, and surgeon. So now that I'm an adult and 18, that means that I've crossed that threshold of being at the Children's Hospital. There are lots of emotions all at once just because I met so many sweet people that became like family to me on this 6 to 7 year journey. My doctor was absolutely amazing, was the best ever, and did such an amazing job with my surgery and took such good care of me. And the thought of leaving his care is, I don't know, it's kind of scary. It's like my security blanket. I didn't know that my heart would be this tied to UAB, that my heart would be so torn to leave. But how beautiful is it to be so connected that makes the goodbyes hard? And I know it's not like a goodbye forever, but it still feels like it. So needless to say, I have definitely been a leaky faucet leading up to this trip. This week has been a little rough for me in more ways than one. Well, we eventually made it to the car wash a lot later than we expected, but hey, we made it. But continuing on with what I was saying, June 22nd would have been my pop-pop's birthday on Sunday, so obviously Sunday was hard. I don't just miss him, I miss this season without him. I was in the store with my parents the other day after what would have been Pop-Pop's birthday, and I saw watermelons, and he loved watermelons in the summer seasons, and seeing that made me think of him a lot, and those are the times where it definitely hits the hardest. But I made it through Father's Day just fine, so now I think this week has definitely been kind of like that crash out week for me. However, I am extremely thankful and grateful for my family, from parents, godparents, siblings, unbiological aunts and uncles, and my friends. They've just been the absolute best in this season for me. It's been a lot, but in between the tears are lots of laughs and good times, and so I'm thankful. I saw my bestie brother today. He came to my house and dropped off my graduation gift that he had for me, even though we graduated a month ago, but it was super sweet and worth the wait. I literally have the best brother ever, guys, like seriously. So that was a much needed pick me up because I'm going out of town. He's going out the country for 2 weeks, and so just to see him off before leaving puts me at ease as a big sister. There's been a couple times throughout this week so far where I've just had this unrest in my mind and heart to where even my sleeping patterns have changed, and I don't know if it's a mix of everything that's taken place and what's to come. I don't know if I'm scared or if I'm just thinking about a lot at once. It's kind of hard to tell the difference. It's just a lot. I'm in this space and place where I want to take the time to be inside my mind and kind of make sense of what I'm feeling. At the same time, I do want to be outside of my mind a little bit and not be completely a leaky faucet because my eyes have been a little bit swollen from crying so much on most days. I have to admit, my thoughts have been pretty scattered when it comes to getting ready for this trip, but I am so happy that we have church tonight so I get to see my godparents, aunts, uncles before this long emotional weekend kicks off tomorrow and get in some hugs for this heart of mine.
Hey guys, it's Thursday. It is travel day. We actually don't have to be in Jacksonville until tomorrow. I forgot to tell y'all that yesterday, but it's always better in our family between my parents and I that we have a dedicated travel day the day before just so we can function better physically and of course mentally and emotionally, because when all three of us are on like different wavelengths in travel mode, it can sometimes clash and we can rub each other the wrong way for sure. So I always like how we squeeze in, an extra day before just to dedicate to driving, and when we make that little extra travel day to just take it easy, relax, vibe, shop, make frequent stops and not be rushed to get there. So and especially with me having back surgery and having to get out more often and stretch and all the things, it's less anxiety for me, which is much needed, especially for this weekend of travel and all of the emotions hitting at once, especially leading up to Monday. So yeah, but we are doing pretty good. Of course, we are behind schedule per usual, but we are going to get there. So I looked at my hours of sleep last night, and it says 5 hours and 12 minutes. So y'all better best believe I will be asleep in this car. Okay, so let's just fast forward a car nap, an important stop, which is a few hours later. We made it to Busy Bee and we still have an hour and a half left before getting to Jacksonville. So we're doing pretty good considering how late and off schedule our departure time was. But what kind of trip is it if you don't stop at Busy Bee in Live Oak? It is like our less overstimulating version of Buc-ee's, if I'm being completely honest. But I feel like road trips, you got to have those snacks for the rest of the journey. So this is like our little pick-me-up, but we're almost there though. And we're giving it just about 2 hours, even though the GPS says an hour and a half, just with traffic and rain and all that. I've been doing pretty good, but I definitely can't wait to get there, go to dinner later, and shop a little bit tonight and tomorrow with mom and dad. But for now, we're chilling at Busy Bee with our snacks and drinks before we go the last few miles of the way to our destination. And we're just clowning around a little bit and letting some of the rain pass by. But other than a little rain here and there, it has been a great trip and we're ready to go the rest of the way. All right,
Alright you guys, it's Friday and we made it in yesterday and had some fun last night and also had a little bit more fun today. My parents' work trip officially begins tonight because there's an evening service that they're going to and I am staying at the hotel, so hopefully that means a pool time for me. I will say it has most definitely been amazing getting to have this time with mom and dad out of town and have a change of scenery, but I am also looking forward to some me time tonight. It's still Friday. It is actually 5:09. Earlier when you guys saw me it was around 2 or 3, and so my parents are now headed to night 1 or part 1 of their work trip, so this is my time. But I wanted to talk to you guys about an important stop of this trip, which is Pandora. I have been to every single Pandora that I can find. I went last week for my spaniversary back at home, but I only got 1 charm. So now I'm adding more charms, and I just recently got my first Pandora bracelet at 18. So throwback to the first week of June, my parents and I, we hosted the first convocation at our church this year, and all of our biological extended family from other churches were connected to. They came in town to us. So my out-of-town godparents, who are like my parents' pastors in a sense, basically headed off the whole weekend, and at the very end they wanted to thank us for hosting it at our church this year. And it was also the weekend of my dad's 8th pastoral anniversary, and so many gifts were being presented to him as well during church. And somewhere in there my godparents surprised me with a Pandora bracelet, and they already had 1 charm on it. Since I've been in Jacksonville and since I shopped at home at all the Pandoras, I have had me a little collection going. But first, let's take a quick flashback to the first week of June convocation recap.
Benefits of the first family. And then, I'm sorry, Dad.
So I was definitely surprised and wasn't expecting anything at all, and I think that just comes with me being a PK and my parents like being in the spotlight of it all like all the time. But they definitely outdid themselves with that, and just the fact that they took the time to acknowledge not just dad as a pastor but all of us as a family together, and I just thought that was super special. My godparents are so amazing and so sweet, and just to have them in my life is absolutely wonderful. But today I would say my bracelet came together. Honestly, this Jacksonville trip, this bracelet has come together. We went to one Pandora in a mall, and then we went to another Pandora in another mall, so that's how it's gotten so collected. I'm going to explain my charms and what they mean to me. Here is my collection. So when my godparents gave me this bracelet, they already had a charm put on it, like I said, so that's 18. So they already had that one put on there, and it's so cute. It's a heart. I love it, to mark adulthood. And then I have this 3-piece travel one. It's the globe, suitcase, and airplane, just kind of marking my monumental travels within the past 2 years, because Christmas 2023 I took my first flight, and then last year 2024 Christmas I went on my first cruise. So I think it represents my first international travel, first flight, all that stuff. Then I got an engravable heart, and this one is very special because it has Mimo on one side and Pop Pop on the other side. So of course I had to get something for my loves in heaven. And then I got another charm that says, "Friends are the family you choose." And then on the back is very tiny, but I got my best friends' nicknames engraved on there because I never call them by their real names. And then of course the cross for my faith in Christianity and Jesus. And then I got another engravable heart. It has mom and dad on the front with 2 hearts, and then family on the back. And then of course I had to get this one because I just graduated, guys. But it's the graduation tassel to mark that special time in my life. And then I got a 3-piece, and so it's like a heart with a tree, kind of like the family tree, and then there's an infinity symbol, and then there's a little circle charm that says family. So this is my Pandora bracelet. Got a few spaces in there too in between So yeah, I am not completely done with it yet. I still have a long way to go, but I want to add more. One that I haven't been able to find at every single Pandora I've been to is the purple metallic heart. I really want that one because purple is my favorite color. So I might have to order that online because I'm starting to see the trend where it's not in stores. But we are headed to Birmingham, so there are Pandoras up there. So if I don't find it there, then that will be my sign to go ahead and get it online and snatch it. So, and I've also found some things online too that I really like, so I might just go ahead and snatch those online too while I'm at it. But yeah, I think what I have so far, it's coming together nicely, and I love wearing it. Like, I haven't stopped wearing it since the day my godparents gave it to me. I was like, y'all are gonna have to put this on me before y'all leave today because I am going to wear this. As we keep adding, I'll keep telling you guys what the charms mean to me and all that stuff and the significance. So yeah, now it is full time. Alright guys, I am back up in the room. I am not leaving. I'm staying up here. I have showered. I have taken off my makeup and I'm in PJs now. So basically anytime that I want to go to sleep, I can go to sleep. So I'm just in chill mode, not on demand, not on anybody's schedule, just enjoying myself and having fun. This is what this part of the trip is all about, at least for me. I have enjoyed myself. I'm actually not bored. I really do enjoy doing nothing, guys. Like, just to have that time to chill, sit, hear myself think a little bit, you know, especially with all of the emotions that have been flying through my mind, honestly. So just to have this time to just lay down, sit, think, relax, dissect, you know, rejuvenate, recover, regroup, all the things. It's been just amazing. And I feel like self-care, it's such an important aspect of life because self-care is a season or a time where you really invest in yourself, because you cannot be anything to anybody else until you're everything to yourself first. And so when you take that time to do something that you like to do and pour into you, and, you know, find something that you like to do, specifically you and your own personal time by yourself, I feel like it just makes you, I know for me, I love my time. You know, I love my family. I love my friends. I love hanging out with them. I love being with my people. But there's something about having that chance to reconnect with myself and have that me time and not hear any other voices except my own, and just, I don't know, sit, you know, and be content and be chill. And, you know, it is, as far as I'm concerned, like, I'm very invested into what I do as far as my church and family and friends and all that stuff. Like, church, family, and friends alone keeps me very busy. And then of course I do content creation and I vlog and stuff, so, you know, I do that as well. So I always kind of sort of have a full schedule, but in those moments I try and I strive to make time for me and self-care time. And so this time, fitting this in, especially before Monday's monstrosity, it's just perfect.
Well, we are moving right along in this weekend trip. It is Saturday, and listen, I won't be cooped up in this hotel room all day. One of my mom's cousins is coming to get me. She lives here in Jacksonville, and we are going to go to the Black Excellence Fest. I think that's what it's called. But anyways, today is just all about enjoying myself and like meeting and getting to know more about the other extensions of extended family on my mom's side, and just spend money along the way, I guess, until mom and dad get done with their work trip today. I also have to talk about somebody that is very, very special to me because they have a birthday today, and that would be my godfather. You guys know I have 3 godfathers, and the one I'm specifically referring to is the godfather who is like my dad's assistant pastor at church, my dad's right-hand man, best friend, brother, all the things. So if we go in order of when I chose godparents, he would be goddad number 2. So my godfather, he is amazing. He has been a part of just about every single big life event that has taken place in both good and bad circumstances. I cannot look back at a time where he wasn't there, hasn't been there.
With him working as a first responder, I know his schedule is pretty busy, crazy busy all the time. But seeing him devote his service to his community and to our church is just absolutely incredible. He really is like a second dad in the sense that he's my hero, bodyguard, protector, safe place, that I can always trust and know that I'm in good hands. Like, God forbid anything happened to my dad, I trust my Godfather with my life, and I know that there's nothing he wouldn't do for me. And with senior year of high school, I kept a pretty busy schedule. He showed up to see me walk down the field in homecoming court. He was at my homecoming parade, watching me from the street. He was at my graduation, of course, and various award ceremonies, all while in uniform. And this just goes to show you that he never, when I say never, I mean never misses a moment. And I don't know how he does it, seriously, but it floors me every single time. And he's there and he shows up. But it's not only his presence, support, and love in my life, but he's also one of my favorite preachers outside of my dad, of course. And I just love that in the little mini projects that he does or things we do together, like there's always going to be a meaningful conversation, good laughs, or a lesson taking place. And I just love those moments that we share together. I didn't have godparents growing up because I chose my godparents when I turned 16, and it's one of the best decisions I ever made. It's different from the norm of most children already having like their godparents picked out for them when they're born. But I can most definitely say that if my parents picked out who was going to be my godparents before I was born, I would say now I am not as close with those people compared to back then when I was younger. So I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but you just have to do what works for you and what's happened in my life. I'm so glad that I got to make that decision, not based on history and how long a person has been in my life, but also about the bond and connection. And so with that being said, I absolutely love being a goddaughter. It is so much fun. It's given my life such a brand new meaning in ways that goes far beyond what I ever could have imagined. So happy birthday to my goddad. I cannot believe this part of the trip to Jacksonville is almost over. It's been such a fun time for me, and this morning has been really great, and I'm ready for a good day. All right, so it's already a great time with my mom's cousin. She feels more like an aunt to me than second cousin just because of the huge age gap, but it's been fun. We've been sightseeing on the way to the Black Excellence Expo, and we saw the Jacksonville Jaguar Stadium, which made me definitely miss NFL season. I am a huge football person, so I'm ready for this Florida heat to calm down so that I can come home after church and college and sit down to some football in the afternoons. But anyways, we went to the Bearded Pig for lunch, and then we will head back to the arena to see Jamal Roberts perform. And by the way, I should say, for anyone who loves barbecue and you're going to Jacksonville, the Bearded Pig is a great option for that. I got the pulled pork sandwich with the fries. It is so good, and their sauces are so great. It tastes so good, and I love it. Happy Sunday. We are packing, and hopefully soon we'll be loaded in the car headed to Alabama. About the time in Jacksonville, though, I do not have any pictures of Jamal Roberts, unfortunately, because his flight did not make it in time from Atlanta to come perform. So we didn't get to see him. It was a bummer, but it wasn't his fault. He really wanted to get here, but couldn't. So that is very understandable. But that just means we'll have to come back again and see him. But we are going to be on the road a while because we have about, I'd say, a 7 to 8 hour drive. So basically, we're here for both a good time and a long time. The time in Jacksonville, though, has been great for sure. I gotta say, it's weird not being at home on a Sunday morning. I'm definitely missing my fam a little bit. Coming from a church girl, it's not a sin to miss a Sunday at church every once in a while. And it's not about how many services you attend in a whole year that makes you the holiest, but it's really about your relationship with God and knowing that He's everywhere and not just church. But at the same time, I love my church community and being a part of something special every week. And I think there's always that feeling of missing the Sunday morning routine growing up. Well, it's officially appointment day. We made it in last night before the sun completely set and enjoyed family dinner because we are staying with family here and I wanted to share how I'm feeling. I cannot tell you how excited I am to not have to ride so far from home for an appointment every year. Long car rides are hard. Sitting for a long time in sort of like this confined position is hard for me. We stopped maybe about a good 4 to 6 times yesterday because our drive from Jacksonville to here was 7 hours, but from home it's 5 hours. But I also cannot tell you how hard it is to leave. This is one of those things where you just understand it has to happen for a valid reason, but how it has all happened so fast is the crazy part. But it doesn't take away from all of the love in my heart and all of the family that I've gained here. I was hanging out with my brother just 3 weeks ago. He is the best brother ever. Like, I can't even tell you how much he means to me. Partner in crime, ride or die, bodyguard, and we graduated high school together. And we were talking, and I was just sharing about how I'm feeling in this mixed duality of emotions. And he said, although I have never exactly been through something like that to that extent, I understand where you're coming from in both perspectives, and it's okay to not be ready to leave. And there was so much validation in that statement because for 7 to 8 years of my life, I was rushed into and out of so many things that it took time to process years later. In 2018, I had to process a hurricane that destroyed the church building I grew up in. In 2019, I had to process watching my Meemaw quickly die in a span of 6 months and then scoliosis surgery 2 days after she passed away. I wasn't ready for her to leave. In 2020, I had to process my first year without Meemaw and my recovery in a pandemic with no physical interaction and community. In 2021, I had to process how people related to me, said they loved me, and could do me wrong and break the relationship. Then in 2022, I had to process my pop getting diagnosed with what felt like 50 million different illnesses in a span of a year and a half. In 2023 and 2024, I had to process life without pop. So hear me when I say every year was just rushed into the next catastrophe, another monstrosity case I had to deal with. So when my brother specifically said that part about it's okay to not be ready to leave, it was just like he understood. And just because there's tears doesn't mean it's all sad. And just because I laugh in between the tears doesn't mean it's not hard either. It all goes together, and it's such a conflicting duality for such a valid reason. But like I told you guys earlier, how beautiful is it that my heart is so tied, that my heart is so torn at the same time. So though the emotions rage, I will walk in with gratitude to all the amazing staff and people that God used to save my life on June 18th, 2019. They're an important part of my story and my journey, and I couldn't have made it without them. Now let's go to this last appointment.
Okay.
What?
Okay.
Okay, so we are back from the UAB appointment. I am exhausted. I only slept 4 hours, so that's how much sleep I'm running off of. Go me. Anyways, the appointment was really good, and I have some good news. So my spine looks great. We did x-rays today. We always do x-rays every single visit. So we got to see everything all over again. Everything from bolts and screws and rods are still intact. Everything's good. So I am extremely happy. That's all I wanted. Literally, that's all I wanted. I've had a lot more back pain recently in recent months just because of, I guess, finishing senior year, high school, all the activities, and just being so active in more things. And so I will say my worst season of pain has definitely been in the past like 2.5 months. I've had a few bad moments since that span kind of slowed down, but because I've been chilling and it's summer season, it's been better. However, though, we did discover in today's appointment that my left leg is shorter than my right one. And that kind of explains like some of the back pain that I have that tends to go down my left leg and left side majority of the time, and that lower back. So we were actually able to see on the x-rays like the difference between like the length and stuff, and so it's only 1.4 centimeters, which is not bad, and it does not need to be surgically corrected because it's under 2 centimeters. Woo! So at first I thought like the leg pain just comes with the back pain, like with the rods, bolts, and screws, but I actually have an answer that is concrete. We saw it. We saw the problem. We're gonna get it corrected. There's a possible solution with this prescribed shoe lift. So to have that answer, amazing. Okay, it just calms me down. So I thought today was going to be my last appointment because that's how it really sounded leading up to it, because once you turn 18 in pediatric care, like you leave. Like I was always used to that concept, but my doctor decided I get to cross the threshold for a little while longer just to see the progress of, you know, the shoe lift and everything, and maybe some possible physical therapy here and there. But today has been great so far. I'm definitely tired. Like I said, 4 hours of sleep. I never sleep like my complete 8 to 9 hours like I normally do, like on a regular basis. It's always the day before appointments. I never sleep like a full 8 hours, but today's been great, and I wanted to do it big today. And I think the celebration was even more grand just because technically this wasn't my last appointment, so I'm very, very happy about that. And speaking of celebration, let's head to the surprise that my family had for me when we got back. Oh, I know what that is. That's a refrigerator. Okay.
You
Open your eyes. Holy crap. And it's green. Happy 6th year. It's like actual ribbons. And butterflies. I love butterflies. So cute. Are these cookies? Cupcakes. Those are so pretty. Oh, wow, wow. 6 years of recovery and you did it?
Happy Tuesday. We are finally headed back home today after a busy weekend of travel. But before I end this vlog, I just wanted to say thank you to my amazing friends and family for supporting me through this season of my life. I know I've exhausted my parents, godparents, extra grandparents, siblings, unbiological aunts and uncles with this, but sincerely from the bottom of my heart to also my friends and best friends as well, and of course my fans, thank you so much. Whether if you knew me before having scoliosis or you joined in the journey in my recovery season after surgery, the love and support that has been shown makes it feel like you've never missed a beat. I met so many friends in high school that I did not know at the time of my surgery, but I told them my story, and so when I share new things that are happening and occurring, they never miss a beat, and it's like they've always been there from the beginning. It's easy to stick together when things are great, but when it gets hard, those are the times you really discover who your true people are. And I can say that I found my people. So I just wanted to thank and honor the people who have been walking side by side with me. It has meant so much more than you'll ever know. Thank you for coming along this sentimental weekend with me. Just felt like pulling out the camera for this one because I knew it'd be special in so many different ways and also fun with the summer travels and adventures. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you this weekend.